Welcome to the JavaScript for Pentesters course at Pentester Academy. Now in this video, we will look at the solution to task 18. And this is a very important task, as I mentioned before. And this involves parsing HTML, which is received as part of a response to an XML HTTP request. So let's jump right in. Now, in this specific case, what we need to do, if you look at the source code of the page, is by hitting this URL, we need to figure out the address which we need to display within the result tag. Now, the address is very simply available by going to the appropriate URL, as you can see here. Now, you will have to make a query to this URL using JavaScript and then extract this address from the HTML received as part of the XML HTTP request and then display it back in the result tab in here. Now, there are a couple of important things you need to know when you receive HTML as part of the response of an XML HTTP request. Now I'm pulling off directly from the Mozilla docs, and they have a section which is dedicated to HTML in XML HTTP request. Now it's important that you understand the limitations. HTML support is only available for asynchronous mode and not for synchronous mode. And also HTML support is only available if you set the response type property to document. Now these two are very, very important things to remember, and keep in mind that if you go ahead and use an XML HTTP request in asynchronous mode and set the response type property to document, then you would have to work with the response XML, and then you can pretty much go ahead and apply the whole get element by ID and all of those methods on it and work with the HTML in a DOM form. So this is exactly what we've done in this source code in here. I've already written it out. Now the key difference, first of all, is of course this is an asynchronous request. Second is the response type has been set to document as requested and recommended. And after that, what we've done here is when we receive the response, we use response XML to go ahead and fetch the HTML. And in this HTML page, it is super easy now because pretty much we can use it as a DOM to call the get element by ID method and find out the address ID and take the inner HTML out of it and go ahead and display it in the result div. That's all which is there in here. I've also added an alert so we can actually see the address value which we've just mined. So let me encode this, copy this out, paste it in here and enter. And if you notice, we've selectively grabbed the address from 18/address, which is now displayed here in the result div. Fantastic. Now it's important to keep in mind the different browser compatibility and support. Now most of your recent browsers support it, but Safari does not. And for browsers which do not support this, you would have to go ahead and parse the HTML using regular expressions, right? Now I leave this to you as an exercise to look at this regular expression and figure out how it's done. But as most clients are assumed to be on a modern browser, apart from those on a Mac using Safari, you can safely say that you could use XML HTTP request with all of these limitations in mind and actually go ahead and walk through the HTML received as a DOM and extract various parameters. Now this will come in handy. Let's say we want to extract certain things from a form, maybe a CSRF token from another page, and then use it for subsequent requests. Now this is exactly what we are going to do in the next couple of coming challenges. So hopefully you've enjoyed this challenge, and if you have, we would really appreciate if you can recommend Pentester Academy to your friends and colleagues in the InfoSec community. Thank you.